was thinking, I've thought about this for a long time, right? So one of the things I like to do is look back in history and kind of see how martial arts progressed from different styles, and it's just fascinating to me. There's big moments in martial arts history where a martial arts style kind of took over, right? So there's cultural things and invasions, and they take people over from different countries to other countries, and then that person who was stolen learns martial arts, and then when their country's free, they go back and then teach people in their country, and it spreads. And there were moments where it just didn't spread a little bit, it just exploded. After World War II, it exploded. And so Gichin Funakoshi was at the moment in time for karate where he was just the guy when it exploded, and there was American GI stationed in Japan, and Japan was no longer a closed nation, and all these things happened where karate just took over, all over the place. And judo, same time frame, exploded. Then there's a long time where things are just the same. For years and hundreds of years, things are just the same. And then all of a sudden, new explosion. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes on the scene, right? Boom, explosion. There's a whole new wave of newness and freshness and other ways of thinking that just takes over. Martial arts is now spreading. And they hit during a time where technology existed. People had computers, there was the internet. And so now the internet exists, and martial arts can spread like wildfire. New ideas and concepts, boom, explode. There are people inventing new weird moves in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There are guys selling DVDs on my worm guard. You're like, there's a worm guard? And then there's a donkey guard? I mean, people are making up, they're inventing this stuff, and now I can learn the worm guard if I want to. It's all over the place. Kind of cool. Leveraging technology. So here we are as a dojo trying to interface and keep up with the pace of the world and do our part as a martial arts dojo. So one of the things that we've had going on for many years now is online media for our students. So we're in essence going to be trying to take that and leverage it more so than ever before to allow the students to have more control over their learning and their pace than ever before. It's weird for me because this is not the way it was for me. So for me, it's a little bit uncharted territory. It's a little scary. So there's some built-in safeguards to make sure it's not out of control. So what we want to allow you to do is have this tracker. And part of the reason for having these trackers is it's a syllabus. So when you go to college or high school, you get a syllabus. It tells you the whole agenda for the class. We're going to have this test on this date. We're going to have these lessons building up, and then you can track with the teacher. Ta-da! That's what this is, right? So when you open it up and you look, you see karate. That's the subject. Just like in high school, you do science, and then you leave that subject. That day you go to math, and after math is over, you go to do a different subject. There's different subjects. Karate is one subject. And when we're looking at the subject of karate, you can see there's chapters. White is a chapter or a module. Gray is the next chapter or module. And they're lessons that are similar. They're grouped together because they have a similar concept. And so similar concepts are now completed and organized in a very linear, step-by-step kind of progression. Easy to learn in linear progression. Things are stacked on top of each other. It makes a lot of sense to learn that way. So anyway, you can see that's how it's organized. And each chapter is broken up into lessons. Each lesson is numbered. So K15, K16, Karate 15, Karate 16. So this helps us all sync up and have a common language. So, what does this mean for you? Well, when you go through here and you start looking at what you've learned at this current rank, you find somebody who's been around for a while. So, I grabbed your Senpai Nicholas. Look at Senpai Nicholas, and we see what classes he's attended, right, in karate. And as he goes through here, he's going, you know what? In Module 10, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 classes, and there's 6 classes available. I missed one. There's a class missing. Maybe he was sick, maybe he was on vacation, whatever reason, right? That class, sparring, lies, using front kicks, that lesson can be captured now on your device. Oh, I didn't log out. So you go to online training on our website. On the online training, you go to the username. You type in username and password. I'm still logged in, so it doesn't have that available. And then he goes, I need to learn lesson K45. It's in module 10 karate. And then, so first thing he does is, what class am I in? Are you in fundamentals? No. Are you in advanced? Yes. All right, I'm in advanced. So I go here, I look along the right margin, and I see advanced class title. That's cool. You need module 10. And you're looking here, and you're going, okay, module, oops. I pushed the wrong button, I guess. Advanced class, K module 10. Right there, I see it, 10 through 12. And he hits that button, it takes him here, and he's looking for what lesson? 45. Lesson 45, boom. And that takes him to the lesson. That's not working. Worse. Technical difficult. Let's say he needs lesson 44 and he hits lesson 44. He watches the lecture. And then you guys go, hey, I'm the star of the show. Half of you guys are like, I was Sensei's example for this one. And you see yourself there, you see yourself picking your nose in the background, you're all embarrassed. You're like, I'm not going to do that again because it's captured on the video, right? This is not training. It's lecture. But you learn the ins and outs of what you're doing and you can walk through it. Now, you have an advantage because your mom trains, your sister trains, and so you can go, hey, can I practice with you guys? Run through it a few times. So now he's putting what he's learned into some basic practice at home. So now, he comes back to the dojo, he says, Sensei, I did lesson 45 at home. Can I get updated? I'm like, no. I don't know if you're good at it. You might be messing the whole thing up, I don't know. So then he goes, well, can I be evaluated? I say, yes. Senpai Chris, I'm like, Senpai Chris has got this down. I sync you two up. Senpai Chris goes, well, let me see. He checks it out, says, this is good, let's fix this, good. And then they pressure test a little bit, let's put it in action. Can you do it in sparring? And then Senpai Chris says, check. This gets checked off. Your training attendance gets checked off. You missed a class, but did you really miss a class? Only if you want to miss the class. Do you see what you're now able to do? You're able to use the online media and the resources of teachers and senpais who've had the lesson to sync up during unique hours. Could you come and do this at Pee-wee time? With Senpai Chris? On the mats? Sure, why not? Isn't that cool? You could come on Friday. Sync together on Friday. It opens up a whole nother world of convenience if you want it. So now, no longer are you relying upon my teaching schedule. No longer are you relying upon my presence because my presence has been captured. The details of the lessons have been captured. You can capture all that on your own at any time, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and then all we need to do is sync up for evaluation. So if you take, let's say, 2 weeks off for vacation, you don't have to take 2 weeks off unless you want to. Yeah? If you want to study a whole chapter and come and say, I want to see if I can get evaluated in this whole chapter. It's probably going to be a smaller chapter. Could you do that? Yeah. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what am I after? I'm after high quality students who know what's up, right? If you do the work and you're evaluated, at the end of the day, we end up in the same place. The only thing that's different is it's faster. You'll get there faster if you want to. That's the only thing that's different. So here's some things that are common in the martial arts industry, and you may hear this. If somebody says, my dojo, it takes 20 years to get a black belt, what does that say about their dojo? One of two things. That black belt is something amazing. They got really high standards, right? Or they're a terrible teacher, right? That could be or a terrible student. It could be one of those things. I got my black belt in 6 months. What does that say? Their black belt probably is not significant. Doesn't mean anything. But if you get your black belt quickly, and we have regular check-ins, and you just are taking advantage and leveraging technology, I think we can have our cake and eat it too. I think we can have it happen faster with quality simply because we're leveraging technology. People can train as much as they want, learn as much as they want. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? Okay, that brings us to this little sticky note. So here's the next step. To kind of take this concept and try to put it into reality, this is in essence trying to launch it. You look at your card and you go, okay, I would like to accomplish this lesson, or this 2 lessons, or finish this module, and you write it down. Something that's not too crazy, something that will fill in a few holes, and then you put the date in which you want to accomplish it. And it can be general. I'd like to take 2 lessons, write them down by May. Is that doable? Probably pretty doable, right? Even if you're busy, it's probably doable. Just tackle something easy and small. Get it done. Get used to using this. Get used to scheduling a time with a senpai who can take you through that lesson and qualify you. Get a taste of what it's about, and I think what's going to happen is you're going to go, holy smokes, this is cool, right? I'm in control of this journey now where I've never been in control before. Sound good? All right. We've got all of the fundamental lessons captured. All of the Pee-wee lessons captured. And a big chunk of things that we've done since summertime captured. So as we continue to chunk away into the future, there's going to be more content that continues to be published and become available. But there's enough now that you can probably sink your teeth into quite a bit. Sound good?